Phil Dickinson, leading international markets and MICE at Qatar Tourism.
Phil, thank you for giving Breaking Travel News some time here at World Travel Markets. Day 3, give us an update.
Yeah, day 3, pretty worn out, get a bit horsey, but listen, we've been incredibly pleased with the turnout. I think the sort of Qatar's becoming very captivated after obviously our very successful World Cup in 2022. We've rolled into 2023 with a lot of activity and a lot of excitement. So yeah, the show's been great for us. We spent a lot of time meeting our travel partners, sort of strengthening those relationships and building on those programs, those joint marketing programs with all the key partners, and of course the trade media and consumer media to tell all the stories of all the new openings and attractions and what people can see and do in the destination.
Give us a flavour of kind of how your sort of strategy is shaping up.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think I know you did the interview with His Excellency, our new chairman, the other day, but we're still very focused on. We have about 15 priority markets. That we're having a sort of 360 approach, and that's very much around consumer awareness campaigns. So we obviously have our Feel More campaign. We're actually going to be launching quite an exciting campaign in the GCC as well, with a new look and feel to probably very specific to our GCC market, which is a huge one for us because we're obviously right on the doorstep of the likes of Saudi Arabia, who can drive and fly, and then of course we've got the GCC markets like Kuwait, Oman, UAE, very strong markets for us. So that campaign is going to be coming out in Q4 of this year, and then we'll be sort of doing a bit of a relaunch in Q1 of next year of our Feel More campaign, and then rolling into 2024 now, isn't it? We're actually looking to have some new sort of creative and assets of a new campaign that will launch in September 2024. So that will be on the consumer side, and myself and my team are obviously working really hard in the markets through our rep offices and through my Doha-based team to work with the trade. The trade is key for us to make sure we get the Qatar, the new product on sale with competitive package prices, whether people are doing a point-to-point holiday in Qatar or whether they're doing a stopover. And we've got some really exciting new concepts coming. We've got these beautiful new beach clubs in the West Bay now. So we have a high density of hotels in the West Bay with 27 plus hotels that are not quite on the beachfront but very close to the beachfront. So those hotels are now offering beach access to all their guests on these beach clubs. And there's also going to be an all-inclusive concept as part of the new beach clubs as well. So that's all being sort of rolled out at the moment. And new attractions coming online as well with the new Kefitent Island with a huge water park that's coming on stream as well. So I think for us it's the 360 approach. We're very much getting that consumer awareness and consideration, but making sure that we've got lots of joint marketing plans in place with the key, whether it's OTAs, consortia travel agencies, tour operators, and of course the MICE organisers to make sure that we're driving that sort of fulfilment side of things.
Tell me a little bit about how you've woven digital into your strategy.
No, yeah, absolutely. I think we've always had a strong digital ecosystem within since we launched our strategy a few years ago. Obviously our website has a lot of depth in it in terms of so people can really sort of immerse themselves a little bit in suggested itineraries and things to see and do. We have a lot of content that people can see through our digital channels, through whether it's YouTube or Facebook or Instagram. We're constantly updating those, and of course we have our app on where people can see what there is to see and do in Qatar. And the other big thing for us, we're launching and here at the show as part of our stand is our Qatar calendar to really inform, to show people that there really is something going on in Qatar and when it is, so they can plan their trips around, whether it's Formula One or whether it's Web Summit or whether it's Doha jewellery and watch exhibition, all the big events that are going on, summer in Qatar Food Festival. So we're highlighting all of the different events that are going on in Qatar and when those are throughout on the Qatar calendar, which is constantly being updated, and the consumer can log on to the qatarcalendar.com to have a look.
That's great. You've sort of preempted my question around sort of really, that shift towards becoming an all year round destination and those kind of real kind of signature kind of events like the motor show and, as you said, sort of Web Summit. Tell us a little bit about more kind of what we've got in store for 24.
No, definitely, Justin. And yeah, I mean, we're trying to make sure that we're getting more and more stellar sort of anchor events in Qatar. So big ones, obviously, that we've done recently with the Formula One, brand new redesign of the track, officially the world's longest paddock, which was quite exciting. We've obviously still got the MotoGP coming up. We've got the AFC, which is going to be starting in January. 24 teams coming in to compete, which is our sort of the Asian and Middle East equivalent of the Euros. We're expecting 500,000 visitors coming from overseas for that. We've got some big markets that are playing in that tournament. China, India, but are competing in that competition, as well as the likes of Saudi and the UAE and Kuwait and of course Qatar. So that's exciting. Another opportunity to utilise our beautiful stadiums that were built for the World Cup. In terms of, you talked about technology, of course we've got the Web Summit coming to Qatar as well. And of course we've got the Horticultural Expo that launched recently and will run right through till the end of March next year. So again, we're trying to give, these are all add-ons, right? So we've still got the beautiful resorts and the water parks and the malls and the kids clubs at the resorts, at the wellness element with our beautiful resorts like Zalal Desert Resort. So we've got a great range of product from sort of boutique right up to luxury resorts. But I think with these events going on as well, it's something else for people to enjoy when they're in Qatar.
Yeah, and I guess also as a destination for business as well. And a question for you is around sort of that kind of well sort of trodden phrase that sort of emerged in the recent times of leisure. How important is that sort of market for you? And tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, no, great question. I think the business events are super important for us. I mean, we have two state-of-the-art exhibition centres with our DECC, which is amazingly located right in the heart of Doha, surrounded by hotels, surrounded by restaurants and a mall as well. And then we've got the state-of-the-art QNCC, slightly different venues. That you've got sort of a huge space with DECC that you can pretty much, it's a blank canvas, you can turn it into what you like. And then QNCC's got a huge auditorium and it's just a spectacular setting as well. So we're very blessed with those two huge exhibition centres, so we can pitch in and host big again, anchor events like we have the Geneva International Motor Show, we will have the Web Summit. So we're constantly trying to attract new major exhibitions, but of course in that MICE segment also, more meetings, more conferences, more leisure. As you say, a lot of people do come for business. It's a big business hub, Qatar, where they're growing their free zones. We've got Google in now, we've got DHL in, we've got Microsoft in, all as part of our sort of economic development strategy with the free zones. And I think with that comes spin-off for, as you say, a lot of businessmen coming in and adding on to their journeys and getting to enjoy it, perhaps Qatar with their families as well.
Obviously, on the back of you winning a number of World Travel Awards yourselves as a destination, I believe you're also going to be hosting the World MICE Awards.
We are, yes. We're very proud of the awards that we picked up in the regionals recently with our marketing campaigns and things, and we've been nominated for more for the main event, your main World Travel Awards happening in December at the Burj. So we're very much looking forward to that. And yes, we're super excited to be hosting the World MICE Awards probably in February next year as the host country, and to welcoming obviously the attendees to showcase a little bit of what Qatar's all about. And we do have what shouldn't forget as well, actually, one big exhibition I should have mentioned earlier, but we do have our own Qatar Travel Mart actually happening on the 20th to the 22nd of November. So again, it's the opportunity for buyers, for the travel trade, or even consumers to come and meet us there, but also a lot of the other stakeholders in Qatar, the big Qatar, the big hospitality company with their hotels will be there, local DMCs, and other countries as well. So it's not going to be on the scale of a WTM or an ATM, but a very nice niche travel show that people can come and learn a little bit more about Qatar. But there's quite a few other destinations exhibiting there as well.
And obviously, you've been at Qatar for some time now, and you mentioned earlier the importance of the GCC as a source market for you in itself. But I'm getting a sense of also a greater degree of collaboration across the GCC. How is that playing out?
Yeah, 100%. I think we all believe that each of the Middle East destinations have something slightly different to offer. So we're looking at ways we can work more closely with our neighbours, so the consumer has the opportunity to see a little bit more of the region. So we've signed, MOUs with Saudi, for example, where people can easily do a 2 or 3 nights as a city stop in Qatar, and then they could go on to Alula, for example, or they could go on. We're also working closely with Oman as well, so they could go on to Salalah, or they could go on to Oman or other neighbouring destinations. So I think it's about sort of highlighting and spotlighting the destination, because I think it's probably a destination on the rise. And that was the case even pre-COVID, by the way, as well. It was one of the fastest growing areas pre the COVID, and we're seeing that momentum continuing now. We're happily coming. It seems to be COVID seems to be behind us. So we think we've got different things to offer, and I think it's easy for people to travel within the region as well, because we have such amazing airlines flying in and out of the different hubs in Qatar, and it's easy to hop across short flights to neighbouring destinations.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about how friction-free that is, and what's kind of what's inside that MOU, really. I suppose, in a sense, what is it that's going to make it easy for the traveller to really think about sort of a GCC break effectively?
I think it's about the it's about the product, right?
Yeah.
So it's got to be something that's going to be, firstly, easy for the consumer to travel between the destinations, but also we've got to make sure that we're packaging it up, and we'll use the local DMC. So a local DMC in Qatar and also a local DMC in Saudi Arabia, to make sure that the two parts of the package are good, and then we'll sell that through the key distribution channels, whether that's an OTA or a tour operator in the key markets. So I think it's sort of, again, getting that relevant and easily sort of sellable and understandable product at an attractive price, and as you say, showcasing what people can expect when they're coming, telling the story a little bit for Qatar, and of course telling the story for somewhere like Alula. Two very different experiences that people can have on that twin centre.
Phil, thank you very much for giving us time here at World Travel Market.
You're welcome, Justin. Good to see you as always.